You're listening to Lifted You Weight Loss with Annie Jensen, Season 2, Episode 4. You've been her all along. Hello, darling. I'm Annie, and I'm here to connect with you. I know we understand each other. We show up, we live hard, and you and I do all of it, carrying the same burden. But here is the most beautiful truth that I've learned over years of struggling with my weight. We do not have to live with this burden. So come with me because you are not alone in this. I'm ready to share everything. My story, my friendship, and every piece of value I've gathered along the way. My purpose is to lift you as you move forward on your own path to light, loving, and lasting weight loss and build something that finally works for you. Darling, there is a life waiting for you on the other side of this process. So let's ease this burden. Let's build what's already within you. Together we'll create a lighter, lifted you. Oh, hey, I have to tell you that this episode wasn't exactly what I had planned. I sat down this week thinking I was going to go in a little bit different direction, and somewhere in the middle of preparing, I had one of those moments where a thought process just stopped me in my tracks. It wasn't really a new idea. It's something that I've known and that I understand, and I've even been teaching all along, but it suddenly clicked into place in a deeper way. And I remember that I have thought about this in the past, and when I have had moments in this space of thinking about this exact concept, I have felt so empowered. And I got there again this week as I was thinking about this, and it changed the way that I think about my weight loss. It changes the way I think about weight loss in general. I'm really excited that I got there again, intellectually and emotionally, and I want to share that with you because when we think about ourselves and our weight loss at this level, it really changes everything. We're dabbling into that little bit different way of thinking that we touched on in Season 1, and we just don't spend our everyday lives in that mental space. But when we do, when we become present, we become intentional, and we think this way, it is beautiful, it is empowering, and it's very moving. And this concept that I'm going to share with you today actually segues us really well into the rest of Season 2 also. Now, let me explain what I'm talking about. So we've been talking all of Season 2 about becoming her. Okay, we've been walking our path forward. Season 1, we built our foundation, and now we are moving on it. And we've been following a transformation pattern as we've talked all about becoming her. And I haven't specifically spelled out this transformation pattern for you, but I'm going to do that right now. As we walk on our path, this is what our transformation pattern is going to look like in Season 2. The first step, and what we've been talking about, is I know what to do. We've talked about little changes we can make that will have a big impact on our success. And we've also talked all about our why we are doing it. Where I'm going to take you for the rest of the season is from I know what to do all the way through several other steps, which we will get to the place where I am becoming her. I have become my future me. I've become who I could see myself being. And that's where I was this week as I was sitting and preparing to take us through the next several weeks of Season 2 and this transformation process. I was preparing and excited to walk us through the process of becoming her. Last week, we talked about why we want to become her, and then I was ready for us to work together to become her. Okay, just stick with me for a minute, okay? But as I was sitting there and I was thinking about how we've learned about the essence of you and who we are on the inside, I realized something. I don't think it's actually accurate to say we are becoming her. Now, I'm not changing my mind about everything I've said and this process that we're going to go through together with the rest of season 2. I've just seen it in a different way. Remember how I love the word transcend? It means to rise above. I feel like I transcended the idea of becoming our future selves. Now, I'm still going to use the verbiage becoming her because it means growth. And that's what it feels like. It feels like we're becoming someone new. But the truth is, I don't believe that she is someone that you've never been, or that she's someone that I've never been, even though I've said that. And this is a deeper place of thinking. Let's go back together for just a minute. Do you remember what we spent so much of season 1 talking about? Your essence, the essence of you, the real you, the quiet awareness that is you inside your body. The part of you that simply is, not your body, not your thoughts or emotions, not your failures, of course, just the beautiful, perfect existence that is you. And her worth is immeasurable. It, of course, doesn't increase when the scale goes down, and it doesn't decrease when the scale goes up. It isn't earned, it isn't lost, it simply is. You are always simply you. I believe that with all of my heart, and I've felt it when I've gone into this space of thinking and feeling. And if that's true, if the essence of you is always just you, and she never changes, then something else must also be true. The woman who's lost the weight, that future version of yourself who we've talked about so much, certainly isn't more valuable than you, and she's not a better version of you. She simply has different habits, different skills, different patterns. She lives a little bit different life. But the essence inside of her that makes her so beautiful and makes her who she is the exact same essence that you possess today, that is living inside you right at this very moment. She is you right now. I didn't plan on doing this, but I love it, because we haven't talked about the essence of you for a while. So would you try something with me here, please? Take a deep breath. It doesn't matter if you're walking, if you're driving, you can do it right now. You're in this moment right now, but become aware of this right now moment, okay? Become aware of your consciousness inside your body. Become aware of your awareness. Notice that quiet observer inside you, the part of you that's listening to my voice right now. So you've got it. You've got you. You've got the present moment right now. Now, imagine yourself a year from now. Imagine that you have reached the weight that you've been hoping for and that you're living the why that we talked about last week. Maybe you're on a vacation or you're hiking a trail that you've dreamed about. Maybe you've come off some of your medications and you have more energy. Maybe food doesn't consume your thoughts like it might today. Maybe you're playing with your grandchildren. Imagine doing your why, whatever it is, running, traveling, just living. Now, I want you to notice something else. Who is noticing the future version of you? You are, right now. All right, now I want you to seamlessly move into her consciousness, into her life. You can do that. You know exactly what it will be like because it's you. Now, who is there 1 year from now, living your why? Whose consciousness is that? Yours. It's you. The same awareness, the same consciousness, the same light, the same essence. She's not someone else. She's not someone that you have become. She's the same you that you are right at this moment. And that's the realization that I had this week as I was thinking about this. I remembered what it felt like to feel this. And that realization completely changed the way that I see this journey. It's such a good reminder. It's so powerful. So yes, I'm going to use that language of growth that we're becoming her. And that is what it feels like. But the truth is, your future you is not somebody that you've never been. I believe that she is someone you have always carried inside you. She's someone that has always been inside me. So maybe we don't think of every step that we take on our weight loss path as creating her or becoming her. Let's start saying that every step we take is uncovering her. So no, we aren't becoming her. We're not becoming someone new. We're becoming more aligned with who you really are. Oh my gosh, I love it so much. And that's exactly what we've been talking about, clearing our lens, removing the errors, learning and believing the truth about ourselves, having the weight identity that we were always meant to have. Your future you, who is living your why, is not a fantasy. And she isn't waiting 50 pounds from now. That is a mental shift that I had this week. She's not waiting 50 pounds from now. She is the clearest expression of your essence, and weight loss doesn't create her. This is key right here. Your weight loss is not going to create the future version of yourself. What weight loss is going to do is remove some of the things that have kept you from living as her consistently in your life. Remember, we talked about removing the obstacles from our path, neutralizing them, taking all the yucky meaning out of the things that make weight loss hard for us, and just moving them aside so we can walk forward. This is the same thing. We're going to remove things that keep us from living as who we actually are consistently. And I don't know if you can feel that the way that I can, but that makes this whole process feel different to me. It makes it feel lighter. It makes it feel doable. It makes it feel more hopeful. It makes it feel in reach. Because as I do the things that help my body shed the excess pounds that are on it, I'm simply being the me that has been inside me all along. Think about how we have approached weight loss for so long. We believe that we need to become more disciplined. We need to become healthy. We need to become the type of person who does this way, or does this that way, or thinks about this a certain way. And do those changes happen? Yes. But what if we have been thinking about it a little bit backwards? What if living a life in a way that takes care of yourself is actually just consistent with who you've always been and who you will always be? That mental shift, that reframe changes everything. If you believe you are already that person who can do all the things you need to do, you're going to more naturally move toward acting in ways that feel consistent with that identity. Human beings naturally move and act in ways that feel aligned with their identity because it just feels true. And when something feels true, it feels natural, it feels possible, and it just feels like you living your natural life. And that's what I mean when I say let the heavy go. Embrace the idea, embrace the truth that you are you and you've never changed. You're never going to change on the inside. Don't identify with being overweight. Let it go so you can just be you who lives free and clear from all of that heavy crap. Let's look at just an example of a mind shift, a thought shift that you could have. So instead of thinking for myself that I'm trying to become someone who takes care of herself, I'm going to start saying things like, taking care of myself is consistent with who I have been all along. And I'm just removing what's been in the way of me doing that. And then that can change what success looks like for us and make the path to success a little less resistant. So for example, even though losing 5 pounds is amazing and you can be excited about that, maybe shift the celebration of success from I've lost 5 pounds to I have spent 3 weeks acting more like her, like the real me, than I have in a really long time. Or today, I made a choice that the real me wants to make. Can you feel the difference? It actually gives me chills when I think about it like this. So this shifts weight loss completely from achievement and change to alignment. You move from chasing a future identity to uncovering the one that has been there from the beginning. And then you're doing it. You're clearing the fog. You're clearing your lens. You're removing the errors from your own weight identity and seeing the perfectly capable you who has been there underneath all of it all along. So here's what I would love for you and for me to remember this week. The woman who has lost the weight is already you. She's underneath the discomfort. She's underneath old habits. She's underneath the emotional eating, and she's underneath the self-doubt. She's underneath every story you've ever believed about yourself, but she's always been there. She's never left. She's just waiting for our daily choices to be aligned with the truth of who we already are, who you have always been, and who I will always be, which will never change. As we've walked through the beginning of season 2 together, we've been laying our path and we've asked ourselves, what does forward look like for me? And today, I hope you realized the something that I realized this week. You've been her all along. So as we move through the transformation of the rest of season 2, I want you to know that it's not about creating a new you. It's about removing what's been standing in the way of the who you already are. And we're going to take it one appealing choice, one possible step, one intentional decision at a time. Time for some final thoughts. Before we finish today, I want to prepare you for next week's episode a little bit. We've got one more week where we're going to sit in this space of the I know what to do of the season 2 transformation process. And next week, we're going to have a really honest conversation about sugar. I don't believe sugar is evil, but I do believe sugar is a beast. And if we are uncovering her, if we're uncovering you, we have to be willing to look at the things that may be keeping us from living as her. So this week, will you reflect on a few sugar questions? And I absolutely pick sugar on purpose because sugar is a beast. And I'm going to call a beast a beast. Over the next several days, will you just ask yourself where you think sugar might be in your way, in your life? If sugar disappeared from your life for 6 months, what would become possible that doesn't feel possible today? Or in other words, you could ask yourself a question this way. What has excess sugar in your life quietly been costing you? Physically, emotionally, mentally, or maybe in your personal relationships? Okay, just carry those questions with you this week and we will unpack them and a lot more together next week. Until then, I want you to remember this. This is the essence of what we've talked about today. Every loving choice that you make to take care of yourself simply helps reveal what has always been true about you. Until next time, take care.